You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris, brought to you in part by HauntedSiouxFalls.com.
Well, I guess that's finally run its course.
You know, we're almost done. By the way, I just got to say, if you've been waiting to get your Haunted Sioux Falls Super Pack, you're almost out of time, because this week is the last week. We're just not going to do them next week because it's going to be a lot easier to just be done with it.
Now, we're
this
talking
week.
about entrance into
6 haunted houses.
But these are the cream of the crop haunted
They're the best of the
attractions.
best, man.
For
we only work with it. It's a $99 value. If you go through and figure out how much we're selling, all 6 of those, it's $60 total. So it's like $10 to get into each place.
Okay, I saw a post about a week or so ago. A friend of mine out of the Twin Cities
Yeah.
who went to a haunted house there.
Yeah.
Admission was $30.
Yeah.
And her post cracked me up because it basically said, for $30, I better die.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
So she wasn't real happy.
You're not going to die at any of these, but you're going to have a darn good time. So,
Well, what I'm saying is the pricing is really nice on
It's
this
very
package.
Price is right.
and if you say, hey, you know what, John, I want 2 of those because I'm going to bring a friend along, you can get
You save
2
even
packs
more money.
for $100. So now it's literally half price.
What would
And
you
that is
pay now?
mounds of entertainment.
So much fun. You're going to probably...
Night after night after night of fun.
You're going to have a ton of fun.
Is this free shipping with batteries included?
Yeah, I'll deliver it to your house.
We'll deliver.
I'll deliver.
Seriously,
in
you
the
will.
green-
Deliver.
In the green convertible from Plains Trains and Automobiles.
Oh, that is a game changer.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing all day Friday. So
Fantastic.
Yeah, if you order them this week, we'll deliver them in the Planes, Trains, and Automobiles vehicle.
Well,
Full costume.
yes,
Yeah.
offer not valid in Alaska, Hawaii,
That
and
is
Puerto
a
Rico.
great deal. You just can't beat that. You're
really
going to want
is.
to crowd around when we show
I
up.
should have not said that. I got a feeling I just changed the game.
I like it a lot. Here's a woman who can afford more than one of those. Judith Scheindlin
Okay.
is 79 today.
is
You know her, you love her, is Judge Judy.
Oh, I like Judge
Guessed
Judy.
it right.
Judge Judy. On the other end of that spectrum is Kim Kardashian, who's 41 today,
She's not a judge.
She can also afford to.
but
Yeah.
she is a lawyer.
Yeah.
I do believe she scored her law degree. I know she was working
I
on
think
it.
she did.
She's been helping free innocent people from prison.
Which is so nice.
Which you hope they're really innocent, because
Well-
I think a lot of people say they're innocent. So you kind of hope the ones she's letting out really are.
I know whenever I've been picked up, the first thing I say is,
I didn't do it. It
"Nuh-uh.
was not me.
You've been drinking tonight?
Nuh-uh."
Me? No.
How many guys out there look exactly like me? None. But
Wow.
Princess Leia would have been 65 today. Carrie Fisher born this day. Wow, can you believe it? 65? Holy cow.
Yeah.
She would have been on Medicare.
That's cool.
Huh. Princess Leia, son of a gun. Left the planet in 2016.
I know.
It,
I remember.
John.
That seems like it was a lot sooner ago than that as well, doesn't
know,
it?
doesn't
It's
it?
like I remember like that just happened.
Yeah, like yesterday's news.
Yeah, that's
And
crazy.
here we are, 5 years later. Okay, it was 1918. I guess it's a lost art. Maybe not. Or were you guys, was there still typing class when you were in high school?
Yeah, I had
Yes.
With, like,
I didn't take
typewriters?
it though.
typing. I did. I did. Have you seen me type? It's awful.
Was
So
19...
you must not have been paying attention.
No, not at all.
Well, I can remember. I never took it. I know it was there in the schools I went through. For some reason, I never ended up in those.
Was it a
particular
girl class?
Classrooms.
Like
Primarily.
home ec? Yeah.
Okay, now going through high school, I ended up in home ec class.
Oh, I took every home ec class,
In fact, they started.
but I also took wood shop. So
Yeah, they started
Yeah.
interchanging them.
Yeah.
It wasn't gender specific
Yeah.
anymore. But I can remember it was kind of a big deal if you knew somebody in high school. It was like, well, I can type 70 words a minute,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
80 words a minute.
Yeah.
That seemed to be kind of the goal
Yep.
right in there somewhere. Well, this day in 1918, young precocious Margaret Owen sets the world typing speed record. Keep in mind, these were all spelt perfectly. 170 words per minute. 170.
That's
Ow.
a lot of words a minute.
An old 1918 typewriter?
Wow.
That's
Wow.
rocking. That's pretty darn impressive.
You know, that's why we have the QWERT keyboard, because they
I
used to,
don't know what that
they used-
means.
well, the keyboard that we have now, it used to be alphabetical.
I call mine a hunt and peck.
Well, that is, but it used to be ABC alphabetical, and people would type too fast, and the typewriters would get hung up. So they randomly moved them around based on when you're typing words, this one, then this one, then this one, and this one. So
Margaret was a beast.
she was
Super
good.
impressive. Let's see. 1992. Boy, this was a big deal, a huge deal. 1992. Madonna's book, Sex, goes on sale.
I remember when this went out.
It did well. Then people said sex.
It was such a big
It
deal.
was $50 a copy.
Yeah,
in
people
92.
were like, yeah.
Almost overnight, they unloaded 150,000 copies. It hit number 1 on the New York Times bestseller list. You can now download the whole darn thing for nothing.
Yeah.
I'm not making that up.
can,
You can.
yeah.
If you want to. Me, I personally have never seen a copy. 2001.
I read it mainly just for the pictures.
And talk about, we mentioned this with Carrie Fisher passing away in 2016.
Yeah.
And it seems like only yesterday, but it was, 5+ years ago. Consider this. It was this day in 2001. United We Stand. Benefit concert for September 11th terrorist attack victims. RFK Stadium, Washington, D.C. That concert organized and headlined by Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I think I have that on DVD.
Yeah, featuring Aerosmith, Mariah Carey, and the Backstreet Boys.
I guess I didn't realize Michael Jackson organized.
He put that thing together.
He cared a lot.
Wow.
A lot of things.
This was hard hitting. I'm pretty proud of what I did here.
It's good stuff,
Great
man.
work,
No
Dan.
point in even really going forward.
We're done?
You just can't top it.
It's going to do it for the
You
rest
may
of the
be
day.
in the running for an award at
Hey,
an award show.
If I
for
were an
that.
upcoming broadcaster, I'd hate to have to follow me. Well, somebody bring me a mirror.
Guess who gets to follow you? More of you.
More of
we
me.
have more of this, whatever it is, coming your way. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris.
In the past year, did you find yourself drinking more often? The stress of the last year had that effect on many people. If you're struggling to get back to normal and get the booze out of your daily routine, there is help. TimeForRehab.com would love to help you find the best option for you. There are many different programs. TimeForRehab.com will do our best to match you up with the program that will work best for your needs. Learn more at TimeForRehab.com. We want to help. TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com.
It is time for Stuff Dan Finds Interesting. Dan, what do you find interesting on this fine Thursday?
I find interesting that people find time to do this stuff, and then I find it interesting that I go, well, that is kind of interesting.
Like, what's that?
Well, we're coming up on Halloween, and October kind of is given over to, spooky stuff.
Yeah.
A company called Lawn Love, of all things, has compiled rankings for 2021's best cities for vampires.
Okay.
I saw this.
Fun.
Vampires are, geographically, apparently they're pickier than one might think.
Transylvania is their hometown, but they do get out.
Yeah, so they looked for cities with plenty of warm bodies, of course. Blood centers, which makes perfect sense. Homes with basements.
Oh, really?
That are on the
Because
market.
they like it dark.
Yeah.
That are on the market. And search for cities with other vampire welcoming qualities, such as number of cloudy days,
Seattle.
few churches,
Oh, really?
and no garlic festivals.
No garlic
Few
festivals.
churches.
No
I
garlic
suppose.
festivals. And they compiled what they consider the top 10 and 10 worst cities for vampires.
Well, which one's the
I'm
worst?
guessing Seattle is right up there.
The worst.
Let him do the thing. Right?
Now, keep in mind, because you got basements involved, inclement, fuzzy, hazy weather, that kind of thing. So, you pretty much, let's hit the deserts, places like that would be the worst
Okay.
cities.
Right, the worst
It'd
places
be a
because there's no
bad
deserts.
time to be a desert in the
So
earth.
some of the bottom 10, and they rank 200 cities around the country.
They got nothing to do they?
You've got Santa Clara and Huntington Beach, California. You've got a couple towns in Nevada, including Spring Valley and Paradise, Glendale, Arizona, Tucson, Arizona, Tempe, Arizona, Enterprise, Nevada, and Sunrise Manor, Nevada.
So that's not where you want to retire if you are a vampire.
Right.
Nope, apparently not.
Okay.
They just don't dig it. Tops on the list at number 10 of the best vampire cities in the country, Paterson, New Jersey.
Okay.
Bellevue, Washington, Columbus, Ohio. Illinois is pretty big.
Okay.
In fact, they placed 3 times at number 7, number 3, and number 1.
Ooh, really?
Did you know, for instance, Chicago, which is at number 3, there's actually a group of vampires in Chicago. Their membership is over 700 people.
Really?
Wow.
That's a little
They're
disconcerting.
not
That
real
is a little
vampires, though, are they?
concerning.
Well,
they call themselves vampires?
They Call themselves that?
Yeah, they got punch cards at Hot Topic. I don't know. I don't know a lot about it.
I'm in the vampire club. I got my vampire discount.
And this one makes sense to me. Number 6 for best vampire cities in the country, because I have spent a lot of quality time there. St. Paul, Minnesota.
Oh, yeah, I can see.
Okay.
There's always been something a little, just a little off about Minnesota's state capital.
Yeah, it was something.
I've been down the back roads. I've been in the back alleys. I've said things like, "No, it wasn't me." No. You're probably thinking one of my brother's officer. Number 1 vampire city is Naperville, Illinois.
That's right outside of Chicago.
Omaha, Nebraska hit number 4.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah.
So no South Dakota cities on
And
there.
Seattle
Not
didn't
even
make
close.
it at all.
Nope.
With as cloudy and rainy as it is,
have basements
and
in
they have
Seattle?
few
I don't
churches,
know.
and
Yeah, because you'd think, Portland, Oregon, Seattle,
Yeah,
I think so,
Washington.
yeah. Portland,
the,
Oregon, I think, has quite a few churches, though.
the Pacific Northwest really isn't even in here in any way, shape, or form.
well, interesting.
Very good. Dan, thanks for that update, sir.
Hey, thanks for letting me share it, John. You're a giver.
I am. I found that. I thought it was interesting, and then I sent it to Dan to see if he did. And I'm glad he did, because this is what we refer to as stuff Dan finds interesting. I'm John with a fun comparison. Some puppies are purebred, and they cost more. Others are more affordable. And then there are free puppies. Nobody really knows where they come from, but they're free. In the advertising world, it's like that, too. There are some super expensive ways to advertise, if you can afford it. And there are some free things you've probably tried, but those dogs rarely work. Radio is kind of like that middle puppy. Affordable, will snuggle with you, and hopefully not pee on the rug. Radio advertising. Super affordable, a great investment, and man's best friend. Try it and let BetterResultsAdvertising.com bring your message to life. Time now for your morning coffee break, brought to you by Kaladi's Bistro on the corner of 26th and Minnesota Avenue in Sioux Falls. You okay over there, Dan?
I'm great. I've never felt more fit or full of vim and vigor than I do at this moment.
Slipping out of his chair onto the floor in a puddle. What is going on?
I do. Any moment I expect to hear clear. Boom, boom.
All right, what do we have for today?
Well, the just driving around thing. It's just interesting. And if you've lived in different cities, different parts of the country, whatever, people do have different driving habits.
Yeah.
For instance, John, you're kind of a quick driver. You
Oh,
got a
yes, he
heavy
is.
duty little foot there.
Yes.
I do not. I'm pretty mellow behind the wheel, kind of always have been. So I come across this little list of driving infractions and what vehicles have the most.
Okay.
Now, I just would have thought, being around Sioux Falls as long as I have, and it's a thing of mine, but I have explained it to other people who, if they observe after a while, do agree with me. I think the scourge of the American roadway is the minivan.
Really?
Yes.
That's the first I've ever heard of that.
Oh, yes. You just start watching.
I have to start paying attention now.
Oh, yeah. Dangerous stuff. But when I'm saying infraction, I'm talking everything from speeding tickets to expedition driving to careless driving, reckless driving, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Some of these might surprise you. At number 10 is the Dodge Challenger.
Okay, I can see that.
Does not surprise me. In fact, I thought they'd be higher up.
Yeah.
Matter of fact. This one cracks me up at number 9 with 45 infractions per every 10,000 incidences. The Saturn L200.
How is that even possible?
That's been out of production for almost 20 years.
Yeah. That just seems like it doesn't belong on the list.
Yeah, well, it's probably the brakes are shot. I don't know. It's like steering's all whacked out, front end shot. I don't
You
know.
went through that stoplight back there? Yeah, I barely was able to stop for you.
This doesn't surprise me either. Anybody rocking a Dodge Ram has just got problems behind the wheel. At number 8, the Dodge Ram 1500 pickup. This is shocking. The Volkswagen CC at number 7.
Yeah, I wouldn't have expected that.
Yeah, I've never really had the flags pop up when I've seen a VW of any kind, but there you go. The Cadillac ATS is at number 6.
I could see that.
Okay.
I used to work with a guy that had one of those, and boy, he probably helps tip the scales on that.
Well, for a luxury model, it's got a pretty beefy motor in it.
Oh, yeah.
So
Little rip snort.
number 5 is the Chevy K1500 pickup, 56 incidences.
Huh. I wonder if it's just because there's so
10,000.
many of them.
I think in the case of the Chevy K1500, that's probably part of it.
Not the case for the Saturn thing, but probably for that.
No, that Saturn one I love, the L200. They're out of control.
There's only 15 of those left, but they're all bad drivers.
Yeah. Number 4 is the Nissan 370Z.
I had a Nissan 300Z. About 300 tickets in that thing, too.
That's what I mean.
I bet you did.
They're small, they're light, they got a little motor in them. And
they perform well, so when you're driving, they're like, you're going 80? I was like, I felt like I was going 30.
I think this is my personal favorite because I believe these have been out of production since like 04 or 05. At number 3 is the Isuzu Rodeo.
Oh, I remember those.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Junk off the factory line, bigger junk now. 250 horses in a body of tin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weight distribution, horrible.
Yeah.
Just unbelievable. 62 incidences out of every 10,000 people
What
written
number
up.
are we up to here?
Number 2.
Number 2, okay.
The Hyundai Genesis Coupe.
Okay.
And at number 1, and this kind of
Is it a
cracks
sports
me
car?
up. It is.
it
And
like a
they're
Corvette?
just, I remember when these first came out, I went, not for me. The Mazda MX-5 Miata.
Oh, yeah. I can see
I
that.
think they're
They are.
adorable.
I know some people that have those. And there's a video online.
You know what I think people look like driving them, because I've mentioned this description before on little tiny convertible cars. But,
But there
Everybody
was,
looks huge. They look like Weebles.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
you should
Yeah.
see me driving one of those things.
I don't want to. You'd be wearing one of those things. The Mazda Miata. Out of 10,000 people written up, 73 of them are going to be the MX-5
wow.
Miata.
Okay.
Dan, thank you for that list, sir.
Absolutely. And if you do pile up, make sure to visit our friends at Anderson's
There you go.
Collision Center. They'll fix your wagon, regardless if it's been out of production for 20 years or not, man.
They'll
do a great
take darn
job.
good care of you. It is the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris, brought to you in part by HauntedSiouxFalls.com.
Many new students sign up for credit cards that are not very good. Have a conversation about how to properly use credit so they don't learn this lesson the hard way. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Want one that offers points? We have those. Want a card to help you build credit? We have those too. Bettercreditcards.com is designed to help you get a better credit card. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for a bright spot of news brought to you by Paul's Designer Showroom on Lake Lorraine in Sioux Falls. They can brighten any room with a beautiful light fixture. We're going to brighten your day right now with some positive news, and I have Emily Harris joining me. She's with Siouxland Public Libraries. Emily, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Very good. You guys have got some positive news. The American Dream Literacy Initiative Grant. Tell me a little bit about this and how this came to be.
Yeah. It is sponsored by Dollar General, their Literacy Foundation, and the American Libraries Association. So the purpose of the grant is to help English language learners learn English in some way. So what we are doing with this grant is we are bringing books to English language learning class buildings where those classes take place and letting people check them out, take them home, and bring them back, and they don't need a library card.
That's really cool. So this is an opportunity for people who are trying to learn English. It's a way to make it even easier and maybe remove any roadblocks that they might think are there.
Exactly. Transportation, potential fees are off-putting, lack of a library card. People might not want to sign up for a library card if they think there might be fees or they don't understand that we're free. Also, some people from other countries, if they're learning English, they're probably not from here, and they might not have had public libraries at home. They might not even know what we do.
Yeah.
So it's a way to reach them.
It's a pretty amazing system, isn't it, Emily?
It is. It really is.
I remember
Take it
the
for
first
granted
couple times when I was a kid, I would go to the library and I'm thinking, well, where do we pay? And my mom's like, well, you don't pay. And I'm like, what? How do these people stay in business? So
Exactly. You just got to promise to bring them back.
Yeah, it is a great, great system. And it's been around a long, long time. And for folks that are listening that maybe are not familiar with Siouxland Public Libraries, we've got quite a few branches in the Sioux Empire area, don't we?
We do. We have a bunch in Sioux Falls, and then we have some that are even out in the county. So you can definitely find one that's near you.
So if you've got a library card, that works at all of those different locations?
Oh, yeah.
That's really cool. But if you check out a book in one location, you probably want to take it back to that same location, though, right?
You can take it it back to any of our locations. We have a really great courier who drives around and brings books to where they need to be.
Oh.
So that is not a problem. Yeah.
I learned something new today, Emily. I didn't know you could do that.
All right.
And it's not just books. You have other things in those buildings too, don't you?
We do. We have movies and we have board games now. That's one of our newest collections. We have tablets for kids that are educational. We have computers. We do printing and faxing. It's not just books, that's for sure.
And if you've not been in a library in a long time, you've not been in a library because they've changed a lot. So get in and check it out at the Siouxland Public Libraries. Emily, thank you for taking the time to chat with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And again, Emily Harris with Siouxland Public Libraries, and they just recently got the American Dream Literacy Initiative grant. That is such a cool thing, and it's going to provide funding to do amazing things in the Sioux Empire, which, once again, is some really positive news. This has been your Bright Spot of News, brought to you by Paul's Designer Showroom on Lake Lorraine in Sioux Falls. They can brighten any room with a beautiful light fixture, and each day at this time, we brighten your day with a little positive news. Thanks for listening.
Merry Christmas! Oh, you're not ready for that yet. How about Happy Halloween? At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all of the fun holidays throughout the year with funny, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we have a gift idea for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out. Just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Time now for the newsiest news we do. It's time for news with Dan Farris.
Wearing out the shoe leather, banging on the desk, demanding answers. That's what I do. And, I don't just focus on what's going on around here, what's going on coast to coast, United States of America. I span the globe for news.
Yes, you do.
And I'm sure every now and again, John and Heidi, you go, hey, what the heck's going on in Australia?
I was wondering that same thing.
I would like to know what's going on in Australia.
Well, I'm glad you asked, along with the usual supply shortages, pandemics, lockdowns, blah, 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 madness, inflation. Well, a group of scientists, people in white lab coats, tranquilizer guns apparently, are running around, and they're doing a full-blown vaccine trial for chlamydia in koala bears. What? You think you've got problems? Guess again, mister. Australia is rolling out the chlamydia vaccine trial.
Oh, my goodness.
Over 400 koalas will be vaccinated over the course of the next couple months as part of the trial. Researchers have shared with Reuters News, which then shared with me. They hope that vaccine will help the koala survive longer as a species. Apparently, this particular little disease, believe it or not, because it says right here, and I'll just say it because we're grown-ups, it's sexually transmitted.
Really?
Yes, it is.
I know, right?
Chlamydia is?
Yes.
I thought that was a flower.
I thought it was a girl's name. Apparently not.
We're all right.
Australia Zoo, wildlife officials, et cetera, are all in on it. And while those trials continue, they will keep track of what's going on. And I thought that was pretty serious stuff. Australia, only really good things to come out of that place as far as I can tell. Olivia Newton-John, Foster's Lager, AC/DC, and Crocodile Dundee, the original, not the sequel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with all of
Agreed.
those.
Anybody want to do anything with sports?
Yeah,
Anybody? What did I do with my sports? Hang on one second here. Oh, brought to you by Hockey Headquarters.
There we go.
Hockey shop between Omaha and Minneapolis, and we got it right here in Sioux Falls at the Sanford Sports Complex. How about that? As you guys know, excuse me, I have a condition that has nothing to do with sports. But although I did give up watching my Minnesota Vikings after being a lifelong fan for various reasons I won't go into here, I do still check out the NFL Network because I have it on my television system.
Yeah.
And there's a show on Monday through Friday called Good Morning Football. Are you familiar with it?
I am not.
Of course you're not. Well, it's hosted by Kyle Brandt. He's pretty good. Peter Schrager, he's a lunatic. And up until recently, former Minnesota Viking receiver Nate Burleson, who I just loved.
Okay.
But now he's moved on. He's got some gig with like a network morning news show, which I don't understand at all.
Oh.
Meanwhile, the reason I'm bringing this up, that program's actually anchored by Kay Adams.
Okay.
Kay's 35-year-old brunette Chicago native. She's smart, she's funny, she knows her stuff, has a net worth north of $1 million, is of Polish descent, and is a total hotsy-totsy. And if I were 20 years younger, I'd be pursuing a restraining order from her. From the sunny 93.3 News Desk, I'm Dan Farris, award-winning journalist, reminding you, if it's news to me. Thanks for watching. Good night, everybody.
In the past year, did you find yourself drinking more often? The stress of the last year had that effect on many people. If you're struggling to get back to normal and get the booze out of your daily routine, there is help. TimeForRehab.com would love to help you find the best option for you. There are many different programs. TimeForRehab.com will do our best to match you up with the program that will work best for your needs. Learn more at TimeForRehab.com. We want to help. TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Thursday, October 21st, 2021. Equities continued to rally Wednesday with the S&P 500 and Dow Jones Industrial Average moving up to set new all-time highs. The moves are driven by better than expected earnings from Verizon and other high-profile names, despite the impacts of rampant inflation and system-wide supply chain disruptions. The Nasdaq Composite is trailing the other two indices and closed flat for the day. Thursday's action should be more of the same, with reports due out from another handful of S&P 500 companies. The risk is the market may not be able to sustain new all-time highs in the face of mounting headwinds with the economy. Few companies have cut guidance despite the general strength being reported by the S&P 500. You can get the inside track from Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at marketbeatminute.com.